most satisfying part is that it really isn't a job. After all the hours you put in, and even though it's a drudgery, the schedule, you don't really feel like it's work. It's fun, and if this is something you've wanted to do since you're 7 or 8 years old, and now that you're doing it, what more can you ask?
Bob Verdi has been following the Chicago Blackhawks for the past 11 years for the Chicago Tribune, and the Hockey News is another publication which regularly features Verdi's column.
In a column, you have great freedom in that you can take an angle and explore that, or you can just write an opinion, or do an interview, or a feature.
You sent Bruskowski home, right? Did he actually get hurt?
I guess the typical statement of a sports writer is that if we got paid by the hour, we'd be millionaires, because you're like a doctor. You're on call all the time.
And so let's find out about the typical day of a hockey writer on the Stanley Cup beat.
You try and make the workout if they have a light skate for that game that night. Talk to a few people, try and catch up, see if there are any injuries. Take a nap maybe in the afternoon, and then get to the rink early and talk to the opposing coach if possible. This is maybe at 6 o'clock for an 8 o'clock game.
Obviously, there is more to Bob Verdi's job than reporting the scores.
You try and, in addition to telling the people what happened, giving them the facts, which you can't obscure, bring a little personality into it. Try and make the player, whom so many of them see just with a helmet on, try and make him a person. When you really come down to it, it's not the scores that last as an impression, it's the people. You know, sports is people. The era of the stop the presses, the extra, read all about it, this hot scoops is pretty much passé. Much of the reason for that is radio and television. Before I can even get a piece of paper in the typewriter, it's on the air. What we have to do is give them every possible thing that TV and radio will give the fan, the viewer, but more. It's just past 10 o'clock here in Buffalo. The second period is over, and I guess all of us are starting to feel the pressure now, the gun to our head. By 1 o'clock, we'll have to have our stories in. This game, because it's a playoff game, may go into overtime. We have to start thinking of our ideas now, and our coordination begins with fellow writers, but that's the name of the game. Now is the time when we start feeling the gun to our head. This is the pressure point. You want to have your story in by midnight, Chicago time. So giving yourself 30 or 45 minutes after the game to go down to the locker room, that leaves you with maybe an hour to fill 4 pages. And they've got to be quick, and they've got to be good, and you can't write the same thing every night. You have to be different. My boss once said to me that after I finish writing a game, I look like I played in it. But really, I'm having the time of my life. I've wanted to do this since I was 7 years old. I'm 33 now, and I still feel like I'm 7. There are nights when you go back to your hotel room at 2 in the morning with a flight leaving at 7 the next morning, and you wonder what you're doing this for. But there's a great gratification in closing your typewriter at the end of the night and thinking that you've maybe written something that will entertain the next day.